Life Point Church, and welcome back to day 3. This week we're talking all about your God-given promise, and we're talking about the tribe of Dan. And we're going to open up this morning, and we're going to talk about probably one of the most famous ancestors in the tribe of Dan, and that would be Samson. And let's think about Samson and Samson's promise on his life that he had. When Samson's mother conceived, an angel would tell her that Samson would be the one to begin to deliver Israel out of the hands of the Philistines. The Philistines that have been causing God's people so many problems, and that he would be the one to deliver those problems. So Samson was born to be a judge, and he would have great power. He had great potential, but he also had some problems. And if you know this story, you know his problems. Samson had a self-discipline problem. And he had this problem that would just hinder his promise. He was promised to do so much more than he did, but it was that temptation that got a hold of his life that limited his ministry. So let's think about our promises and what we are to achieve for God, and we can't let our self-discipline or lack of get in the way of those promises. Now, I'm glad you're here with me this morning, and I hope you joined me for the last couple days, and we could say, well, that's some good discipline to be able to start our day or to finish our day, however you're listening to this, and to get into God's Word, and to, let's be disciplined in our prayer life, but let's also not fall into the temptation of sin, because all those things can hinder our promises. So Samson, although he was able to kill thousands of Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey, he wasn't able to defeat himself. He wasn't able to defeat his own temptation. So we've got to stay in prayer. We've got to stay in God's Word if we want to defeat our greatest enemy. And I think our greatest enemy most of the time is ourselves. We have got to stay self-disciplined in the things of God. And we look at that problem, self-discipline, temptation, and we also look at the tribe of Dan's whole problem, just being complacent. It's easy just to be complacent sometimes on where we are in life, and we can't get bogged down. In the good things, it's easy to get complacent in good times and in bad times, and we can't let that happen to ourselves. So let's stay disciplined this week. It's a new year. Let's start a new Bible reading plan. Let's start off this year great with our prayer and our worship that we should be doing every day. And we could defeat our greatest enemy ourselves, and we could stay self-disciplined and not be complacent in this life. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to come back tomorrow for day 4.